Well, it was an interesting series over this past weekend against the Atlanta Braves, who were one of the best teams in baseball. They still are, in my honest opinion. And I'm not going to act like they were at full strength or anything because the Braves were dealing with a lot of injuries going into this series, and they sustained one in yesterday's 8-1 loss to the Braves. That is a detriment to them as Ronald Acuna tore his ACL and he's out for the rest of the season, which is a big blow for Braves fans, as this is the second time now that Ronald Acuna has torn his ACL, the first time being when the Braves won the World Series back in 2021. But the Pirates, they lost some pieces as well in yesterday's game, and we may have won the series, but it cost us. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. I am Mac, back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is down in the box below. So just a quick recap of this Pirates-Braves series, more specifically yesterday. Friday night was fantastic, 11-5. Buccos just bombed the Atlanta Braves. I mean, an offensive explosion. And the one guy in this series that really stood out was Nick Gonzalez. Had a phenomenal night Friday night. Hit the ball real well, drove in runs, got on base. And in the 15 games that Nick Gonzalez has been called up, well, since he's been called up by the Bucks, guy's just been nothing but money. He's batting .286, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs, which is second in the National League behind Luis Matos. In 65 at-bats, he struck out 14 times. He's walked 5, which, yes, seems a little high, but this is a far cry from what we saw from Nick Gonzalez last year when he was with the Pirates. And I really think he's really getting comfortable in this lineup. So definitely you got to keep Nick Gonzalez in that lineup as much as you can. You know, hit while the iron's hot. Saturday, great outing by Mitch Keller, a 4-1 win over Atlanta, and that solidified the series dub against the Braves. I think this may be the first time the Bucks have won a series against Atlanta. I don't even remember how long it's been because the Braves are just one of those teams that have just destroyed us over the past couple of seasons. And really, if you want to be technical with it, the Braves have done this to us since 1992. I mean, they were the team after all that pretty much sent us into where we are right now as the Braves, in that 92 NLCS, which is too painful to talk about if you're a Pirate fan, especially an older generation one. They were the team that put us in where we are right now. So to get a series dub over them, I thought that was huge. And sure, I mean, a sweep seemed very ambitious, but, I'm not complaining about taking 2 out of 3 against the Atlanta Braves. I don't care where they are. I don't care how injured they are. You take 2 out of 3 against a solid team. But yesterday was ugly, and it cost us. I mean, that just seems to be how the Pirates are. They get something good, but it has to cost them a big part. Joey Bart, he caught the first inning yesterday, but he was taken out for a thumb injury. I think it was his left thumb, if I'm not mistaken. So this, has questions for us as far as what we're going to do with catcher now. A lot of people are saying that, Henry Davis should get called up and, he should be given a second chance with the Buccos. I still think that Henry Davis should still be in the farm and should still be in rehab for at least another week or so. But at this point, he may be our best option because Yasmani Grandal, he's not 100%. Delay's not eligible quite yet. So maybe they roll with Cook for a little bit. I don't know. But at this point, you don't really have much of an option with catcher because I don't know. Well, we don't know how long it's going to be for Joey Bart to be back at full strength. So put him on IL for a little bit. We'll see how it goes, but it's looking like either you give Henry Davis another chance, you bring him back up, or you roll with Cook. I don't know what to do, but those are your options right now as far as catchers go. Later in the game, Martin Perez, who started yesterday, tweaked his groin, and he was only able to go 3 innings yesterday. So what does this mean as far as our what does this mean as far as the rotation goes? You're probably looking at a situation where you need to put Quinn Priester back in, which is worst case scenario for us, in my honest opinion, because we know what Quinn Priester is. Quinn Priester is a glorified pitching machine for other batters. Never finds the zone. The guy can just not get in a rhythm. So that guy is like most likely what's going to be coming for us as far as the rotation goes. Domingo Herman, I mean, do you bring him up? I mean, I don't think so. The guy has a 6.90 ERA, and he's just been getting rocked, left and right. Do you bring up Baruki for an opener role? I don't know. So I really don't know. Probably just keep him in for another week or so. Probably like Henry Davis to me. But any way you look at it, Connor Majewski or Cameron Majewski, I mean, he just cannot be a part of this rotation, man. He's been awful since he's been here. In his 3 appearances that he's taken with the Pirates, he's allowed multiple runs in 3 appearances. He's given up 2 runs, he's given up 4 runs, and he's given up 3 runs. And I don't know. Dude's just been off to an awful start. Then, of course, in the bullpen, I mean, you can't trust Aroldis Chapman as far as you can throw him anymore. The guy's completely washed up right now. But, I mean, the good news about the Pirates for this is that at least this week, they have 2 days off this week because we have a short 2-game series with the Detroit Tigers starting this afternoon. Then we have Wednesday off. And I believe after that, we go to Toronto to face the Blue Jays for a 3-game series. And then we have a day off after that, if I'm not mistaken. So at least the Pirates have that going for them. And it gives Martin Perez a little bit more time to recover. And it gives him a little bit more time to, get back in the swing of things. But man, I mean, you lose 2 important pieces to this team in one day. Terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Not to mention Ronald Acuna. I mean, not just as a Pirates fan or not even Braves fans are upset about that, but baseball fans in general. I mean, I don't care what team I cheer for. I don't care who you're a fan of. If you're a fan of baseball, you have to feel for Ronald Acuna. The guy's just starting to become absolutely snake bitten. Like I said at the beginning, this is the second time that he's torn his ACL. And we all know how valuable that he is for the game of baseball. I mean, he's the reigning NL MVP. And I knew yesterday that when he went down like that, I knew it wasn't going to be a good injury right off the bat just by seeing it. I mean, his cleat got caught in the dirt, which is something that you don't really see a whole lot of. I mean, even the broadcast team said it was kind of odd because you don't really see that the cleat getting stuck like that in the dirt like that. That usually happens like with turf. So I knew right away when Ronald Acuna went down like that, and I guess you can call it a pickoff, even though it's a completely unfair one in my opinion because like he fell down and he has to get tagged out right there, right on the spot. It's just terrible to see, So regardless of how I feel about the Atlanta Braves, I don't like them, obviously, but regardless of how I feel, of how I think about them, it just sucks to see a great player like Ronald Acuna go down like that, tearing his ACL. He's out for the rest of the season, and I think not that I don't think the Braves can't win the NL East now, because Philly is just running away with that division over the past, 2-3 weeks now or so. But I think the Braves need to really step things up now if they want to catch Philly in the NL East. So, hey, Ronald Acuna, hope you get better, man, and hope you come back stronger next season. You're able to, you're able to return to form. Hopefully he comes back. I mean, I will say this about the Braves. The last time Ronald Acuna had an injury like this, the Braves did end up winning the World Series. I mean, not that I'm saying Atlanta's going to win the World Series, but they've shown that they can be resilient without Ronald Acuna. But we're dealing with injuries of our own as well. We have like a problem now with catcher, right back to where we were at the beginning, and now we don't know who we're going to put in the rotation. So this right here, not that I trust not that I trust Derek Shelton at all. Okay? But this right here is going to show what Derek Shelton truly is made of, even though I know for sure what he's made of. But you have a big decision right now, front office and Derek Shelton, what you're going to do with these injuries and how you're going to fill the voids right now with these holes. Okay? You got not even 24 you got not even a full day to think about that because we play Detroit this afternoon. So you got to come up with something. I mean, it's just terrible. Even when we win a series, it can't come back. It can't come without some negative drawback. It just sucks. But anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'm Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.